Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final match of today's tournament. We do have matches tomorrow, but we're finally done with all the delays. We finally have the Stream Team Dream versus Unintended consequences. The STD team bringing a Rifter, Algos, Omen, Oracle, and the Rogue. And Brett, can you go over the unintended consequences and what they brought?
The unintended consequences. The name is amazing. Has brought a melon, a tower, a caracal, a naga, and a typhoon. The unintended consequences have all come in at 50 km. They're sitting as far away as possible from the beacon. They're trying to just ball up and use their advantage that they've got the range.
Oh, definitely. So the STD team is going to have to really just go all out aggressive. As the match starts, we're going to see what's their posture, and it looks like they're just they're going to go ahead and go sideways to make sure they have actual transversal, so they don't just get fully applied on. The Oracle of Zarvox Toro is taking a ton of damage, and it looks like the STD team's focusing on the Naga. But the Oracle of Zarvox is going to have to be really careful as he's getting into half armor, and there is no Logi, but there are armor bots heading, streaking towards him, and the Rifter Topmo is also in quite a bit of danger here.
Unfortunately, one of the teams has decided that they're not going to use the advantage of T2 maintenance bots and has brought T1 maintenance bots as this Oracle bleeds into structure and is about to go down. This is the Naga applying full force, hitting both the Oracle. The Rifter's about to go down now. The Algos is bleeding into armor, and the Omen's doing the exact same. Whereas the only damage being applied to the unintended consequences is to this Naga, who's just holding on in the lowest bit of shield, just pulsing at the last bit of that maximum regen, and it's only on about 9% now and just sipping gently. But this Melon's going down, dropping into low structure, and it's just completely gone already.
Yeah, they're just falling apart here. But the Rogue of Derwent, which is Christopher Wow, has gotten close enough to this Naga to finally put the damage on him. This Naga has been able to outlast due to the rep drones applying beautifully on him. Now, the fact is, and there it goes, it went down. But Fintaru and the Omen is quite a bit of danger. But he seems to be kiting pretty well, but he does have missiles coming at him. You can't really dodge those unless you go completely out of their range. And he's in low structure. I don't see him lasting much longer, and it's just going to be up to this Rogue to bring it home if he can. I mean, I've heard that you really can't stop the Rogue, but we'll see here.
Unfortunately, we know due to the fits that this Typhoon has nanos on it and is going at least 2k a second with its micro warp drive on, and the Naga's just sitting there at 500, not knowing what to do. Everything's sitting out of its range at 50 km.
Yeah, the Rogue is kind of like just stuck. He has all three members of Unintended Consequences separated around him, and he has to pick a target, and these are all targets that he cannot catch up to. He's just not fast enough. I really believe this match came down to the picks and ban phase.
Absolutely. The STG team were entirely outpicked in the picks and bans. The unintended consequences knew what they wanted to do. They went full damage, they went full long range, no logi, and man-moded it to the end, and I really respect them for that.
Yeah, definitely. And the Rogue does have its own local rep, but you see it's so slow and shield, and I just don't see it lasting much longer. Looks like, unfortunately, STD, which is made up of great solo pilots, is just not gonna be able to get it through here. You know, even though you might be great at soloing, sometimes you have to, if you don't have that team synergy, or if you're not used to being on a team, there's going to be lack of communication, because usually when you're solo, you're not having to talk to other people and give situation updates, because that could be a factor. They're great pilots, yes, but are they great teammates?
That's a question you never really find out about people until you sit there and you play in a team with them. There's a lot of things that you don't realize goes on with these teams. I.e., people, not everybody mentions they're getting shot. Not everybody feels the need to mention they're getting shot. Or they've got tackle. It's a lot of communication that gets slowly built up. You learn what other teammates say and what they do, and begins making you kind of work and gel together. It looks like this STD team doesn't have that. They've just thrown themselves in the best ships they think the best ships they thought were fit best, and just tried to win by sheer luck.
Definitely, and I think the strategy for Christopher Wilde here is because he loves solo. Is that he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put these guys in these crazy comp chips, make sure they die first, so I go into solo mode, and try to bring it home myself. And yeah, he's in low structure, just could not catch anybody. And the STD team goes down, unintended consequences, strutting their stuff, losing 2 ships, which is all right. They did a good job. They will move on to tomorrow's matches, which is going to be full pack, lots of matches. I'm sure you guys are going to love it, and we're going to send it right back to the studio. Good fight.
Everything revolves around money. I think everybody in EVE is greedy, including myself. I like to collect more expensive things. I stole from a wormhole quote. Winning people's trust, they have to give you a certain level of access. Spend 6 weeks making friends, and over the 6 weeks, slowly I started to get more access to corp hangars and ship hangars, until one evening there was a decent connection out of their wormhole. I took the opportunity to start moving all of the stuff out, anything that I could. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not worth that much, but at the time, it was a lot of money to me. I managed to get it out, and the day after, when I tried to move it on the last jump to safety, somebody caught my hauler and blew everything up that I stole. So that was 6 weeks of my hard work and infiltration and betrayal, basically destroyed by somebody else in the space of a minute. No matter what you end up doing yourself, what decisions you make, it's also the people around you that affect you. You know, that's EVE.
Hello everyone, this is and I want to welcome you to the EVE Cup, a tournament hosted by EVE in an attempt to bring some legitimacy to EVE Online by turning it into an esport. That subgenre of gaming where grown men compete to justify their lack of real-world skills. Just think, if we keep this up, EVE Online could turn into this.
LFQ going hard. Triple kill. Goes into Osaka. Gets the corner.
With the EVE Cup, several virgins will battle to win an imaginary tournament before logging off and actually facing the real world. So sit back, grab the popcorn, and waste a perfectly good weekend with us here at EVE as we determine who will win the bragging rights of being the best in a video game about spaceships.
And there we have it, the final game of today, Unintended Consequences versus STD. And Unintended, they're going to be moving on to the quarterfinals, and we will see the rest of this tournament tomorrow. So I would like to extend a big thank you to everyone today who's been watching, and to all of the team here who I had just met today. So if I go by one, Alexi, thanks for joining us today. Any last words?
Thank you very much for being here, and shout out to everyone behind the scenes who's working really hard to get this all working as well as it is.
Olarana? Okay. Brett?
It was a pleasure to be there. This is my first time being a commentator, and I had a lot of fun. And well done, everybody who won, and commiserations for everyone who lost. Get good.
Darius, you've been fantastic today getting everyone ready. I'm sure your life has been real hectic, and you're probably glad this is the last game of today. Any last words, man?
Nah, dude, it's a little hard carrying everyone, but you know, I managed to step up to the task.
You definitely did, man. Ithaca?
Lots of good fights today. Looking forward to fights tomorrow. More to come.
Lysus?
Amazing matches. Well fought by all the teams. Hopefully this brings a lot of experience to the teams who play today, and also expands the knowledge of tournaments in Eve. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's matches, and I hope everyone comes back and visits us again and watches.
Cool. Moderator? Are you here, man?
Yeah, just looking forward to seeing who will come out ahead tomorrow and who's going to be able to grind through the lower bracket once we get the quarterfinals done and get those 7 slots that everyone's competing for.
And last but not least, Panda?
Well, I just want to say that everybody flew really well, and I'm still really proud of that Punisher from earlier. And thanks for letting me, commentate and be nervous, and it was a lot of fun.
It definitely was. And I don't believe they're here at the moment, but extra thanks to Starfleet Commander Jason Quicksos, Elise Randolph, Rylod, and finally I'll pass you back over to Ben RJ.
Yo, hello. Okay, thank you very much, Nicole there for stepping in. Ipot had to go, and Elise had to go as well. So Nicole did an amazing job of just stepping into the host seat without flinching, which is really cool. Thank you very much for all the new commentators that have been here today for 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. I kind of like, what? Really? Yeah, so we've done really, really well. Thanks for all the teams showing up. Sorry for the teams who had to go home with 1 loss. It is a very brutal knockout tournament, and look forward to seeing what happens tomorrow. So we've got Tempest versus Margaret again. 2 teams we haven't seen yet. Nomad Bro versus Exodunks should be interesting. Coop Boys versus Sudden Otters. So yeah, it should be good, and we'll go through all the way to the final. So tune in tomorrow from 1700.
And follow the stream.
And follow the stream, yeah. Thank you to Equalizer for sticking with it. See you tomorrow.